Partial support for the production of this program was provided by Holbrook Patterson Incorporated, Coldwater, Michigan.
The high-scope educational approach has been implemented in a wide range of education and care settings, including public and private preschools and nursery schools, daycare centers, Head Start programs, and family daycare homes. Many of these settings are depicted in this video to demonstrate that general curriculum guidelines may be implemented in a variety of ways.
We know we want the four basic areas, the house and the block, the toy and the art area.
Well, art, obviously, right?
Yeah,
there.
because of the tile, that makes a
And
the sink, and
accessibility
also
to the bathroom.
Yeah, and they have if there's not enough room at the sink there, they can go into the
Right.
bathroom very easily. So let's make the tiled area the art area.
I was going to mark this circle here just so that we know
Oh, okay.
that that's reserved space for that.
It seems to me that the art shelf, well, we could have the larger one maybe right along this wall. We could put the appliances right along here because that's a back-facing shelf.
Then the one with the pots and pans over here? Because that's a short...
Well, actually, maybe we want to switch these shelves so that the appliances are here closer to the pots and pans. But if we have that right along here.
Right.
Now we have the easel. You know, we haven't... I think it needs to still go on the tile.
I think it has to.
Yeah,
Like
right
somewhere
around
over
there.
here.
Yeah. Plus, the children have real easy access. We'll have things, their own containers, but they like to use the coffee
and the
cups
pans.
and the pans, and
Sure.
the babies. It's a place to wash. I'm sure we're going to make other adjustments as we actually, as we see how things really look.
Sure.
But this sort of gives us a plan, a map, something to work from.
Okay.
The physical setting plays an important role in how young children work and play.
When I see a brick wall, you push this brake with your foot.
Children actively playing, together or alone, neatly or messily, quietly or noisily, are busy learning about the world in ways that children are intended to learn, by interacting with people, materials, and ideas.
She's almost like a ballet dancer.
I am a ballet dancer.
In high-scope programs, creating a setting in which this can happen, that is, selecting and arranging appropriate materials and equipment within the space provided, helps to provide young children with a range of developmentally appropriate, active learning experiences.
I'll get another piece.
In High-Scope's early childhood education program, children build with blocks, play in sand and water, paint, read, are read to, run and climb, pretend, and work independently or with other children and adults.
What will happen if I don't hold it?
A pose.
Let's see if you can walk the tube up there. Can you walk the tube? Put your hand on the tube.
The adult's role in this active educational process is that of facilitator.
Look at that.
Adults provide children with appropriate encouragement and support by suggesting ways for children to expand and extend their activities and experiences.
Okay, you're going to show her something?
Now this time.
One of the most important ways adults can facilitate children's active involvement in the learning process is by setting up an engaging play environment that attracts children and accurately reflects their interests. This kind of play setting enables children to strengthen their feelings of competence and build on their emerging skills.
You did it!
In establishing an active learning environment in the classroom, center, or daycare home, adults should consider 3 important factors: arranging the play space, choosing materials, and storing materials.
Do you think you're going to be squeezed in there now, Anna?
The arrangement of space in many high-scope classrooms, centers, and daycare homes includes a block area, a house area, an art area, and an area for small manipulative toys. While these 4 basic areas are perhaps the most commonly seen, there are many other possibilities for areas, both indoors and outdoors.
Besides having the 4 basic areas, the art area, the block area, the house area, and the toy area, we often have other kinds of areas that we might add or change throughout the classroom year. Right now we have computers in the high scope preschool. We've got some equipment and some software, and the children have that available as a choice during work time. Other interest areas that we often have in the classroom are reading and writing area, when children are real interested in bookmaking or constructing their own kinds of print materials.
You might tell my mom what it is.
If I promise to keep a secret.
We also currently have a movement and music area that has things like instruments, movement materials, tapes that the children can play themselves. We try and also have different areas outside as the weather becomes nice. We might have things like a construction area outside where the children can do some hammering and pounding and sawing. Also take out the easel and some paints and some art materials, so that is also an option that they can do outside as well.
Once you have decided which play spaces you will have in your program, choose names for the areas that children can understand.
Ack-a-back-a soda cracker, what will you do?
Me. Black area.
The block here. Is there anybody else who's
Avoid adult-oriented names like gross motor area. If signs are used to identify the areas, place them at children's eye level. A well-organized learning environment like this helps children anticipate where they would like to play and what they would like to do, a planning process that is critical to the development of children's thinking. Because the play areas are clearly defined, children learn that they can use a variety of materials in their play, and that these materials are easy to find and reach. To help children see the distinctive play spaces in the classroom, establish visual boundaries by using furniture or placing tape strips on the floor. Different kinds of floor coverings, like tile near the water table and carpet in the block area, may also be used to define an area. On the playground, you can use larger equipment and different kinds of surfacing to define the play spaces. The space for wheeled toys may be defined by asphalt surfacing, and the spaces for play structures by wooden borders and gravel. As you develop a floor plan, consider the fixed elements of the physical setting and the traffic flow within and between the areas. When deciding where the play areas will be located, think about the overall size of the space available, the program's day-to-day needs, the location of necessary facilities like water faucets and drains, and the kinds of floor coverings available. It's important to provide space near the entrance where children can hang their outside clothing and store personal belongings.
when you're ready to go home?
Since the art area is bound to be messy, locate it on a tile floor and near a water source if possible. And if you have a time in the day where you meet as a large group, be sure to provide a space large enough to accommodate the entire group. Some other practical considerations are the noise level in the areas, and even the kinds of play that may spill over from one area to another. For example, placing the block area next to the house area encourages interrelated role play. Remember that children should be able to build, create, and construct things in areas that are outside the room's normal traffic patterns. If possible, make sure all the play areas are visible from every location in the classroom. Children have an easier time making choices and decisions when they can see what is going on throughout most of the room. In daycare homes, however, it may not be possible for all the areas to be in one room. Caregivers may choose to locate the art area in the kitchen, for example, and the block area in the living room. Plan the areas to accommodate many types of play. In allocating space for activity areas, remember that children play cooperatively, engage in parallel play, and play alone. Consider making the block area large enough to enable children to build large structures and use the structures for pretending.
I think it's gonna fall.
When building with large, hollow blocks to create a stage for a show, children need lots of space.
One of the little ones.
The size?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you're welcome.
The art and house areas are usually busy places, with many different kinds of play going on. Children will need plenty of room in the house area for dress-up and role play. In the art area, arrange the space so that children have the freedom to explore and create with a variety of materials and room to play both by themselves and together.